welcome to my sewing room. I am Sewry and I'm Rachel. You can find me most of the time on Instagram where I'm at Sewry, and you can also find my Etsy shop on Etsy and it's called Sewry UK, all one word. So welcome back if you are a follower of my channel, and hello and welcome to any new followers. I seem to have had a big surge of new followers lately, so hope you enjoy catching up with me and what I get up to. This video is most definitely what I would call a vlog. I do tend to have a bit of difficulty with what to call these videos. It's not really a podcast, it's not really a vlog, but this one is probably going to feel a bit more vloggy because I don't feel like I've got a lot on the crafting side to show you, but there are lots of little bits of video that I've been taking over the last month, so I'll be popping those in here and there and you can see what I've been up to. This is April and I just wanted to get this video done before the month finishes because I think it's nice to have a video each month, and that's what I'm going to hope to try and do. It's a rather chilly Saturday morning and we've come to our local town park. The boys are taking part in a litter pick, and last autumn somehow we managed to end up adopting an apple tree in the orchard. This is the orchard that I'm standing in here, and today I just thought I would come and give it a bit of a tidy up because they did a pruning day a few months ago but we couldn't make it along, so today I'm going to give it a bit of a prune because I had a look the other day and some of the branches are crossing over each other and things quite badly, so I'm going to give it a bit of a tidy up and make it look all pretty. And since there's quite a lot of apple trees, there are labels on them, like little tags, but I'm going to do something so that we can identify ours a bit easier. And we've also got a little plum tree as well, so I'm going to go and have a look at that and see how that's doing. So I'm going to get my gloves on and get my tools out and tidy our little tree up a bit. This one is our plum tree. It gave us some amazing little tiny yellow plums last year and they're called Mirabelle plums. So I'm just giving it a bit of a tidy up. I just spotted two ladybirds a minute ago. I can't find them now. The blossoms starting to come out already though. It's probably the wrong time to be pruning them, but I'm thinking it might be a case of better late than never. There's quite a lot of ladybirds in the tree.
finished pruning both of our trees now, and they do have labels on, like just with a grid reference, each tree is ours, but they're quite difficult to identify, so I've been busy with my crochet hook and some wool, and I'm just going to make our tree stand out a little bit more, so I'll show you once I'm done. Yarn bombing our apple tree. It's the first time I've done any yarn bombing, so yeah, I just made it up as I went really. Just added some chains and lots of little flowers and hung some in the trees. I have made sure not to tie anything on too tightly so that the branches can still grow. My fingers are numb, it's so cold now. I'm going to head off and find something for lunch. This is the apple tree. Joshua's put some pom-poms on the plum tree, so I'm going to go and have a look at those. I sat and made some pom-poms last night with the pom-pom maker and it was lots of fun. I really like the colourful pom-poms, using lots of different colours of wool. I think they look a bit like flowers, or this one's turned out in like cream egg colours. Really cute. And this pink one is like bright watermelon. It's interesting. Look at that. It looks like a little Easter tree with the eggs hanging from it. So now we'll be able to spot our tree a mile off, and it'll be nice to see if anybody else spots it as well, because there's a Facebook page for the park, so people might see it and post pictures. I did try and take some video of me doing the yarn bombing on our tree, the apple tree here, but I had my phone propped up in the neighbouring tree there and it did blow out a couple of times and fell onto the ground, so hopefully I'll have got a little bit of footage of me doing the tree. For now I'm going to go home and warm up. We've had 2 weeks of Easter holidays, school holidays, so the month has been a little bit different. My son went to sports camp every day in the school holidays in the mornings, so that was great. That let me get some work done, and then in the afternoons I was free just to hang out with him and chill out really. So we kept busy, we had great weather, so we were out at the beach a lot and parks and went for walks and stuff. So I've got lots of footage of different places, so like I said, I will pop that in through the video here and there.
So how about some crafty chat? Okay, normally I would start off with some finished objects. In terms of personal crafting, like my knitting, I don't have anything finished, but I have made a few things for my shop. So I did spend a bit of time kind of working out how to make them, what size to make them. A lot of things, when you try something new, it's just really trial and error. And I purposely don't really look at other people's products to see what they do, because I want my products to be my ideas. And I may be reinventing the wheel, but at least I know that it's my idea and I've made things my way. So I'm going to pop some footage in here of one of my little products that I made, and then I'll talk to you a bit more afterwards. I've been having a little play in my sewing room over the weekend. I had one of those itches that just needed to be scratched, so finally got some time and came in and had a little play. And what I wanted to make was some kind of little pouch that was teeny, like a notions pouch that you could put into your project bags, just to keep a hold of all the little things like your stitch markers, or I always have a tape measure, stitch markers, all that kind of thing floating about the bottom of my bags. So basically just a little teeny notions pouch that will hold all your stuff. So I came in and I knew I wanted to make something boxy, so this was the first one that I made. I wanted a clip on the end as well, so that you can attach it either to the inside of your bag or the outside of your bag or whatever. This was a bit flatter than what I was planning, so I had another little play and I've came up with a size and shape that I'm more happy with and what I actually had in mind. So I mean, that one's cute and pretty handy still. So the ones that I've came up with that I really like, that I think I'm going to make, well, I already have made quite a few of them, but I'm definitely going to make a lot more of these, and I think these might become a regular feature in my shops. So here we are. Ta-da! How cute is that? I've seen big ones of these, like for project bags, which are great too, but this is just a little one and it's so roomy. It's really boxy, it's kind of rectangular I suppose, and again it's got a clip on it. Can't see that. I want to keep the clip because I think that's handy, and these would be also great for your handbag as well, not just project bags. And you can fit tons in here. So I've got tape measure, little scissors, lip balm, energy roll-on, and stitch markers. And even with all that in there, there was still room. I love this combination. I managed to use up the tiniest last pieces of this fabric, just had enough to line the inside of this little pouch, so it's been a really good scrap busting project as well. I've just popped all that back in that little pouch just to show you that it's still really squishy and there's tons of room in there still, so you could still fit more stuff in there. And if you're anything like me, there's always a few cheeky little sweeties hiding in the bottom of my project bag, so that would be a good place to hide them. Sometimes you want a bit of chocolate when you're crafting, right? So I've already made quite a few of these because I needed to tweak that one, so I had to make another one, and then something went slightly wrong and it actually worked to my advantage because I got a shape and a size that I preferred. So then I made more, but I didn't make them wrong, I made them properly this time, and they've worked out fine now. So this is the shape that they're planned to be and the size that they're planned to be. And I did put a picture on Instagram, and well, it was in my stories. I need to put one on my feed, and it got lots of great feedback. Lots of you said you would like one, so hopefully you'll find these really useful. These would be great in your handbag, just for lip balms and whatever you should want in your handbag. I only use lip balm, don't really take makeup out, but it'd be great for makeup. These would be great for little purses for kids as well, because with the clip on them you can clip it inside their school bag or something, so it'd be quite handy. So I'm going to insert a little video here as well to show you the other ones that I've made.
were the first ones that I made. Again, that's another kind of flattish one. It's still pretty cute. And that's the flat one as well. So then I've got some other ones here, just all different fabrics, and managed to use up lots of different scraps and sort of the last of pieces that were too small for anything else. That one has the bird on the mustard fabric. I did not plan the bird to end up like that, but it's almost perfect, and I couldn't have done that better if I had planned it. I'm just going to zip these open so that I can show you what the linings are like. The linings in these are all really fun, and I think the linings make a huge difference. I love to add like a really fun lining. They're quite bright, ditzy florals. That's a really nice combination. The linings in these ones all match the zipper pulls as well, the tabs.
I have managed to make a few more of the little boxy pouches, but I am finding that as fast as I make them, people are asking if I've got any, and then they're buying them before I've even got a chance to list them in my shop. Which I'm not complaining about, but it means that I'm not left with a lot of stock to kind of show or to put in my shop. Or I think if I were to have a big pile of stock, then I would feel a bit more like I'd accomplished something, but because it's all gone now, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just psychologically feel like I haven't got much to show for the work I've done this month. But I have been making a lot of these, and I have a few left. These are probably going to go in my Etsy shop. I'm going to hopefully get an Etsy shop update done at the same sort of time as this video goes out. That's a lovely combination, really like that one. And we've got that one with the gingham, and then I've got this one, so I'll pop those in my shop and hopefully get a few more made. They are actually taking a bit more time than I first thought. I've been selling these really cheaply, which I always tend to do with new products, just to see how they go, see if people want them, to see if I want to make any tweaks to them and change them slightly. It just gives me that sort of little bit of room for, you know, just saying, well, this is just a trial or a tester or something. So if you manage to get one of these, you will have got yourselves a bargain, because like I say, they're taking me a bit more time than I originally thought. So I will be looking at reviewing the price of those. And I also need to make myself one. I still haven't got around to that yet. A, I haven't really had the time, and B, making anything for myself and trying to choose the fabric is a nightmare, because I've got so much beautiful fabric and there's so many favourites. They all seem to be my favourites at different times. So that will be on my to-do list at some point, goodness knows when, but I do know that I would find one really handy, because I'm always fishing about in the bottom of my project bags for my stitch markers and my tape measures and stuff. So I do need to get myself made one of those, and I will get around to it sometime soon. Another product that is new that I'm just going to count as a finished object because I have made some. I don't think I've showed these before. I can't actually remember. I don't think it was in the last video, so I don't think I have shown you. These are DPN pouches, and I've been asked for DPN storage over the years so many times, but I just haven't had the time to do it, and I don't use DPNs either, so it kind of slipped off my kind of list of priorities really. But I thought it was about time that I came up with something, so I thought this would be a really nice way of storing them. It's just really simple. It has slots inside it. Again, this is I've got a pile of DPNs and I've just dropped them in case you can hear a big rattling noise there. So it basically has a pocket here and then slots at the back of the pocket, so you can slot in your DPNs however you like, in sets obviously. I'm just kind of sticking them in, and then you've got the pocket at the front there, which I think is also really a good, this is not going well, I'm trying to show you some circulars but they're all tangled. The pocket at the front is also a really good pocket for circulars. If you sort of fold them up in that kind of way, you can stick them in that pocket at the front. Again, if you use interchangeables, you can use these as well, because you can put the needles in the front and the cables in the, no, your needles in the slots and your cables in the front pocket there. So that just comes forward and closes with just a simple little slip in, what would you call that? Just slip that in. I'm losing my words today. So here are a few that I've made. Again, this is a new product, so I've been selling these quite cheaply because I'm still sort of tweaking them, and one of the latest things that I have done is cut them down from, what did I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots. I thought it would be better to have less slots, but I've made the end ones slightly longer or wider because the thicker sets of DPNs were taking up just that little bit more room, so they weren't sitting flat. But you could also store, if you've got little mini scissors, they would fit in there nicely as well. So you could use that for anything. You could use these for crochet hooks as well. You could even use them for pens and pencils. It doesn't even have to be exclusively for crafters or exclusively for DPNs. So I did make a stack of these earlier in the month and sold them all very quickly. If you've bought one previously, and if you buy one of these, you might see some changes, because like I say, I've changed the amount of slots in them. And I've got a stack here. Now if you're going to buy one of these at my shop, read the listing carefully, because some of them have got 4 slots and some have got 5. So just to make you aware of that, if you are thinking of getting one, in future they will all have the 4 slots, with the end one being just that little bit wider. So after this video I'm going to get these photographed as well and then get them put on Etsy. So those are really all that I've got finished, completely finished. So I can move on now to work in progresses, and I kind of have a half work in progress finished, in that I've got 1 sock done of a pair. I can't even remember whether I told you I had started these in the last video. I don't think I had, but I have talked about them, and I showed you a picture of what I was hoping to achieve, and here's what I have achieved. So this was using the sort of rainbow, I think it's called, what was it called? Rum Punch is this coloured yarn, and it's alternated lines with the cream yarn, and I love these so much, really really love these. And whilst I am a huge pastel fan, I do love a rainbow as well. So this is how the yarn looks on its own, and I just teamed it up every other row with the cream. Here we go. And that's such a fun wool, I really love that. There's going to be tons left, because really I've only used half the amount of what I would normally use for a sock for these, so by the time I make the other sock, I mean, there's still tons left. It's not going to use a lot per sock at all, so there'll be lots left, and I'll probably just knit this up as it is for another pair, and they'll be really bright and fun. So that's finished. I did that one cuff down just because I've been doing my other socks 2 at a time toe up, so I just like to do things differently just to make it interesting. Plus I don't know if this is silly, but I like the way that it looks when you are working cuff down and then you've just got sort of that section on your needles. Just looks nice, and it's quite clean because you can see the leg working up. I did a fish lips kiss heel in a contrasting purple. It's not quite the same as the purple in the sock, the wool, but that's okay, don't mind. And then for the toe I did, it's called a rounded toe, and you decrease every few stitches throughout the round, and then you do 2 rounds of plain knit, and then you do a decrease again. If you just search for a rounded toe, you'll find that on Google. So that was fairly easy and gives a nice effect. I just like the effect of, I don't know if this is the same one that's called an umbrella toe, it's got that sort of look to it. So anyway, there we go, and I have started the next sock. I've got as far as the cuff. I like quite a big cuff, so that's 20 rows of 2x2 rib. So I'm just ready to start with the colour, and I think what I will do is start at the same point so that it starts with purple, and then I haven't counted rows on these. I'm just going to trust that the colours will be the same, so I know that when I get to the blue I'll stop for the heel, and then when I get back down here I'll know when to stop for the toe. That's, hopefully that goes okay. These seem to have been knitted a bit looser again. My tension just seems to change all the time, but I don't mind, that's fine. So I'm keeping these in my little bag that I got from Cherie for my birthday, and I've just kept a little bag of lavender in there as well, and every time I move the wool I just get a little waft of lavender, which is, oh, it's lovely, so nice. And I've also got my Cocoa and Flora stitch markers. I think I showed you these last time, and they were really handy because the toe you were to decrease every, I think it was something like knit 6, decrease 2. So you put a marker in every 6 stitches. So I needed all of these at that point. So that was handy. So yeah, the yarn actually is a West Yorkshire Spinners. The purple, I can't remember, I think it's one of a Grundle one, maybe a Grundle Hot Socks, I can't quite remember. And the cream is Cascade Heritage. And I don't know if it's because I've used 2 different yarns or because they're nice thick yarns, but these feel really kind of warm and thick and cosy and soft. This is such a soft wool on its own, so that's probably helped with that. And I think the West Yorkshire Spinners wool is quite sort of fluffy and cosy anyway, so together they just feel really, really nice. And my other work in progress, I'm sure I've showed you these already as well, but I'm nearly finished my pinstripe socks. These have got a stripe all the way down, and this is the Wild Rose yarn wool, and this one is called Crab Apple and Berry. I just found the name of it, I realised I hadn't shared the name before. And the toes are my own hand-dyed daffodil coloured yarn, and I just did the heel in the same wool as the rest of the sock. For these ones, again, a fish lipped kiss heel. It's super quick and super easy. I'm not sure that I love the look of it, but speed kind of wins over look for me sometimes. I just want to get these off the needles now. And have got a few more inches to do on the leg length before I finish for the cuff. And I'm not sure whether to add the yellow. I might do the yellow again for the cuff, I think, because I've probably got a little bit of that left. It's not even in my bag, I don't know where the yellow is. So they will hopefully be finished soon. It would have been nice to have had a finish for this vlog episode, but never mind. And I've got some cute little stitch markers there. You saw the little ducky before, and that's just a little toadstool. I think that was from, she's called Koru Clay Studios, just on Instagram. So those are living in my lovely cat bag. This is like my favourite bag. It's the best size, it's slouchy, got the most beautiful lining, and it's got cats on it. What more could you want? And it's a great size. So those aren't my current whips. I've just got 2 on the go, which is fine. I haven't really had a lot of time for knitting. We've been so busy over the holidays and stuff, and then by the evening I've been a bit tired. Although the past week or so since school's been back, I have found that I've had a bit more energy in the evenings to knit a bit. I did take them out with me quite a few times when we went out in the afternoons in the hope that I could sit somewhere quiet while Joshua went and had a play or whatever, but it just didn't turn out like that. We ended up having walks or whatever. I did warn you that over time the section about new purchases would die down, and this month I have nothing. I haven't bought anything, nobody sent me anything, haven't had another birthday, so I haven't bought anything really. I've bought some things obviously for my shop, like probably bought fabric and zips and things like that, but you know, that's shop purchases, so I don't consider them to be any great luxury. So I haven't got any crafty purchases really, although at the weekend there I saw that a vintage fair was happening in Falkland, so I had a day to myself, so I thought that I would check that out. So I did buy a few things there, so you can have a look here. Good morning. It is a Sunday morning and I've got an unexpected day to myself today. So earlier on Instagram I saw that there was a vintage fair on in Falkland, and I thought that sounds quite nice, so I popped along to have a look and see what that's like. I'll try and get some video, but I'm a bit shy when it comes to videoing in public. And I'm sat in my car right now and there are people walking past, so I feel really self-conscious. Yeah, go and have a wee look and see what I can see. Well, I've had a little rummage through the vintage fair. It was super busy, but it was really worthwhile. That was really, really good. I really enjoyed that. Sometimes when you hear like vintage and antiques things, you think the prices are going to be ridiculous, but they were actually, well, not even reasonable. They were really good. I got some real bargains and I'm really pleased with what I've got there. So I can't wait to show you when I get home. I'm going to head home now, but I'm going to go to the supermarket first and then have some lunch and unpack all my goodies. Well, I'm back home from the vintage fair and I really, really enjoyed that. It was really good. They said that I think that's the third one that they've had and they're going to run more because it's so successful. It was very, very busy. It was in quite a small village hall, so it was quite packed. So it was quite good fun. I wasn't sure what to expect because sometimes when you hear like a vintage fair or antique fair, it kind of puts me off a bit because just the word antique can tend to mean things are very expensive, and I think I kind of had that thought about vintage as well, that it would all be really expensive, but it wasn't too bad at all. And I absolutely love car boot sales, so it was kind of like a car boot sale but only nice stuff. There was none of the really horrible dirty junk. It was all really, really nice stuff. And I got quite a few bits and pieces, and I also got one thing that I have been trying to get hold of for a while. I've been looking in charity shops and things, but I haven't really been successful in finding. I got another few bits and pieces, so I'm going to just unpack just now. I haven't opened my bags yet since I got in, so if you're anything like me, you'll understand what I mean when I say I've forgotten half of what is in there, so I'm going to get a few surprises, I think. The first thing I bought, it's very heavy. First thing I bought, I saw this, and I mean I wasn't looking to buy one, but it's beautiful, and when you see it you'll know why I just had to have it, because it's very, very me. It is this beautiful quilt. How gorgeous is that? Look at those little rosebuds, so beautiful. It's not handmade. I mean that's just one big piece of fabric. It's not, these aren't sewn on, they're not patchwork together or anything, but I just thought that's so beautiful. And in our sitting room we've got ugly brown leather couches which are not to my taste anymore, so I've got throws and things on one of those, so this could be possibly a different one to put on. This is the reverse of the quilt. How beautiful is that? If I saw that fabric I would definitely be buying some of that. So yeah, that was what I bought. It's probably, I don't know what size it is. It's got scalloped edges as well. I'm going to hold it up. The woman helped me to open it up at the fair, so I've got an idea of the size. I think it would probably fit a double bed actually. So there's one side, then the other side. But that is beautiful, and that's just, oh, this was calling me.
So that was my first purchase. This was £18, which I thought was fair enough. Pretty good price actually. So yeah, I'm gonna go downstairs and have a play with styling it on the couch, see if I can make it look nice. And that means at the moment my handmade quilt is on the back of the couch, so if I take that off and swap it, then I can use my handmade quilt in the evenings because I get quite chilly. But luckily, obviously, if you're a crafter like me, you've got plenty of handmade blankets, so there's always a crochet blanket or something to grab. But it just means I can use my big handmade quilt now. Okay, another bag. I've got tons of bags, and I did well because I'm always prepared. I've always got shopping bags in my backpack, so that was quite handy. And the ironic thing is that I found, actually, this was very serendipitous. I didn't go to take cash out before I went because I wasn't expecting to buy much, and I knew I had a few pounds in my purse. But I spent every single penny or every single pound in my purse, which is weird. Yeah, it just worked out perfectly. And when I went to buy my quilt, I thought I was going to have to go to the cash machine, which was just around the corner from the hall. But I remembered I had £20 tucked away in the back of my purse from my birthday. So that was perfect to buy with my birthday money. So that worked out well. And everything else was so reasonably priced that I didn't need to go and get any like big amount of money out. So that was fine. So another thing I got was, doesn't really matter what the book is, I suppose, but it's a big old fashioned book with some old fashioned pages, and it's got music, and it also has, there is writing in it as well somewhere here. So it's just, I just wanted some old sort of paper that I could use for paper craft projects, and this is perfect because it has the music in it as well, which I really like. I like the look of that on craft projects, especially for Christmassy things as well. And at Christmas I made some of these, the paper stars. I think they'll be great out of the music sheets if I do some of those. And yeah, just for anything really. And this is, the book is the Immortal Gilbert and Sullivan Operas, so it's got a few different operas in it, but it also has the some writing pages, so I'll be able to craft with those as well. So I'm really, really happy with that. There was stalls selling like packs of lovely vintage papers and things, but then I saw this, it was £1, so I thought that was definitely worth it. And there was a whole, this is just number 1 in the volume, there was like 4 of them or something, so there's plenty more for other people. So I thought that was a brilliant find, because I've been looking in charity shops for just the right kind of old book, but I haven't really seen anything suitable. But that is a double whammy with having the music in it as well. I'm just going to rustle while I take off some bubble wrap here. Another thing that caught my eye were jam jars, vintagey jam jars. I'm not sure what the story is with these, whether these are, how old these are, or like when they came out, so I'll have to do a bit of research online. But I mean, they're just so Instagrammable, aren't they, with flowers in. And these have got the original lids on them as well, which I've never seen. So it's got a painting of Linlithgow Palace on it, and the other one is the same, I think. So it's rough cut lemon marmalade and grapefruit marmalade, so I'm very, very chuffed for those. Those were £2 each, which I can't actually believe, because normally the James Keeler marmalade jars are about £10. So these are Dundee marmalade. Dundee is actually about 20 miles north of where I live, and is one of those places where we would go for like shopping. It's got great shops and food and things like that, so we do go to Dundee quite a lot. So I always think it's funny when people from all over the world have these tubs, and it's actually just not that far from where I live, so that's quite cool. And those items, oh no, I've got one more item from that same stall. I went back and got this, you know, when you sort of see something and you walk away and then you think about it and you go back. So I went back for this. This is a little set which I just loved, and it's an enamel set. So it's, I don't even think it's a matching set actually. So it's got 2 plates here, or bowls or something.
I like using things like this for putting the big pillar candles in, so that they don't dribble all over the floor or whatever, down your furniture. And then a little pot, which I will clean this up and I will use that. So yeah, I'll use that for loads of things to cook with, because that can go in the oven. So that would be great for, like, I don't know, rice pudding, or like the potato dish. I did a potato dish the other night. It was pan haggerty, it was called. And it's just layered potatoes and carrots and onions and bacon, and then you pour stock over it, and then you let it cook in the stock. In the one I did was on the stove, but I don't think you can put enamel on the stove. And then at the end you put cheese over the top to melt, so that was delicious. So anyway, something like that would be great in a dish like this. So yeah, couldn't resist that. That with the 2 plates, and there's a plate inside it, was £4. So that was great. And I love enamel. There was some other stalls there that had beautiful little enamel pans. She had red, like, milk pans, and she had a bigger kind of this colour, like a yellowy mustard, which I love. But it was a bigger pan. It just had like a handle like that, so it was like, I don't know, a French milk pan or something, because she said a lot of her stuff actually comes from France. And I just, oh, if I had the room for all these things, I would have bought so much more, because I love enamel pans and enamelware in general. So that stall that I got those things from is called Nook and Cranny. She's on Instagram and I've had a wee look, and she's got lots of furniture and other sorts of things there as well. So I think the same people will sort of go around a lot of the vintage fairs in the area, so that'll be quite good. If I see another fair on, I kind of know what to expect next time, so I'm going to keep my eye out for those coming up again. I have one more thing that I bought, and I spotted this a mile off. You can guess why when I show you. Calf kids. This is, I think it's for dredging flour when you're baking. The lid doesn't stay on very well. You know, just to dredge your board kind of thing, because it's got the holes in the top. I'm not really sure that I actually need one of those, but yeah, the light is not very good there. Yeah, I bought it anyway. It was only £3, so I could even use it for something else. You know, if I pop a jam jar in there and then put some flowers in it, that would look, oh my god, that would look amazing actually. Brainwave. I'm going to do that, I think. Or I could use it for a pen pot or crochet hooks or whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I just had to have it. So those are my purchases from today. So I left the fair feeling brilliant. So I'm really, really pleased with my purchases. And it was one of those things that I hadn't planned. I saw it because someone commented on someone else's photo on Instagram, and I thought, oh, that's near me. I've got an unexpected free day. That sounds fantastic. I'm going to do that. So that all worked out very, very well. So yeah, I'm going to go and give everything a bit of a wash, I think. I'm going to have to find homes for everything as well now. And I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to put this, because my saucepan drawer is currently full. I'm going to have to try and figure out where I could fit more shelves in my kitchen, I think. Okay, so I will go and have a play, and I'll show you how I end up styling the quilt as well, if I manage to figure out how to make that look nice on my couch. I've just gone to tidy up and realised that I found one more thing I forgot to show you. I found a little sock darning mushroom, I don't know what they're called, which I thought might come in handy because I've got some socks whose heels are wearing quite thin, and I'm going to have to face up to the fact that I'm going to have to mend them. So not only is that a cute little vintage thing, it is very, very handy, or it will come in handy if I get around to using it. She had a few different sizes of those, so I went for a kind of smaller one, and that was £3 I think. I got that on the same stall that I got my quilt, so I thought that was quite nice. that was good, but the only problem is now having to find places to keep everything. So I might have a bit of a reshuffle on some of my shelves and stuff. Although the quilt is now on the couch and I'm quite happy with that. Future plans, I haven't got any crafting future plans other than I've already shown you what new yarns I've had over the past few episodes, so no doubt I will be picking those up to start once I've finished the current whips that I've got. I did want to mention also as well that in terms of my Etsy shop, I'm going to really be having a look at that. I was chatting to a friend and she will be watching, so she'll know who she is, and she just said, you're not charging enough. And although I've been having this conversation with myself for a long time, sometimes it just takes the sort of, what is it, the encouragement from someone else to tell you that it's okay to do that is all that you need to sort of to go ahead and do it. Because I think anyone who makes handmade things will know how difficult pricing is, and yeah, I spend a lot of time making stuff. Some things take longer than others. I know that what I make is excellent quality. I know I've got great knowledge, which I've built up over the years, and I've spent time learning and teaching myself how to do things. And whilst I don't think it's particularly worthwhile or healthy to constantly watch what other people are doing, I have been taking a bit more notice lately of other sort of similar accounts and shops, and I've looked at their prices, and I've never had the confidence to charge higher prices, but seeing that they do charge higher prices for similar items and that people still buy them just kind of confirms that I am charging way too low. And I hope that if you are an existing customer of mine and you've ever had a product of mine, you will agree with me that it's of good quality and is worth more than what I've charged. So I'm probably gonna shut my shop for a little while, a week or two, and just sort of have a good think and a work out of what I would like to charge for my items, and then update my shop with the prices and reopen it again, and hopefully I won't scare any customers off. Yeah, so I've had a lot of people say to me over the years, you know, you're not charging enough and your prices are so cheap, and yeah, they are, but there's also that fear of if I charge, you know, more, then people won't buy. And I think everyone who does handmade stuff thinks the same, but when you look at the prices of some things, people are willing to pay, well, what I would consider to be very expensive prices. People are willing to pay that, so I'm going to have a good think about my prices. So that really is pretty much all I've got to chat about today. There doesn't feel like there's been very much crafty chat, I'm afraid, but I will pop in lots of videos, so I hope you enjoy watching that. is springtime in the UK. We've had lovely sun, so things are budding and blooming and growing, and I've had lots of time in the garden as well, which I really enjoy. I might film a bit more of that next time, because I've been out in my greenhouse, I've been sowing seeds. The seeds are starting to pop up, which I find really exciting. I go out every morning, have a little look around, see what's new. So hopefully by the time the next video goes out, I will be starting to pot stuff on and pot stuff up, and we'll have a lot more blooms to show you, and hopefully you will join me again next time. If you're new around here, there are a few older videos that you can catch up on, and there was also Vlogmas as well if you want to catch up on that. I've had lots of people saying to me that they've been sat watching Vlogmas throughout April and springtime, which feels really weird for them, but if you're one of those people, you're not alone. There seems to be a lot of people going back and just catching up. You guys all loved the recipe that I shared last time, so I just thought I would share this one with you as well. Just making up some quick coleslaw. We've been having this all week and I absolutely love it. So we've got cabbage, got celery, carrot, spring onion, and I've got apple in this one. You can use whatever you want, whatever you like, whatever's got a bit of crunch. Grapes work really nice as well. For the dressing, I like to use a little bit of mayonnaise, so probably I use Greek yogurt. So today I've used about 2 parts yogurt to 1 part mayonnaise, and that just keeps it a bit healthier as well. And I've added a little spoonful of some mustard just to give it a bit of flavour, and some salt and pepper in there as well. So just give that a stir through and then mix it through your coleslaw. And oh my god, if you try this, you will love it. So if you try it, let me know. I'm having some nice chicken kebabs tonight, homemade kebabs, in a nice it's called Oriental chicken kebabs, the recipe that I've got. So it's well, I shall show you. It's ginger and garlic, soy sauce, and there's 5 spices in there as well. I actually probably didn't follow the recipe because the recipe asked for sherry or something, which I don't have, so I put in a little bit of red wine vinegar instead of the sherry, and a little bit of sugar as well, just to balance that out a bit. They're going to be yummy. So here's how the coleslaw looks already. I'm just going to sprinkle some seeds on the top just for some added crunch, and because seeds are so good for you, so this is a good way of getting them into your diet. If you're wondering how you can eat more seeds, you can sprinkle them on things like this, and that is ready. Last time I did add in a section about any new vlogs that I was watching, and this time I have been watching Ali, who's Little Drops of Wonderful. She's done a vlog every day in April, which has been really good to watch. I've really enjoyed that, and I think the fact that they're just sort of 10-minute videos each day means that it's easier to sort of make that time for yourself to go and sit down and watch it. And I think that's part of what we all enjoy about it so much, because podcasts can be sort of an hour or more, and to make an hour's time for yourself to sit and do nothing else, I think a lot of us find really difficult. But to catch up on these daily vlogs is pretty simple, and it's also a good exercise to do for yourself, to actually make 10 minutes, make yourself a cuppa, and go and sit down and catch up on a vlog. For some reason Ali's podcast has kind of passed me by and I hadn't really come across it before, so now that I've seen her podcasts, her vlogs, I would like to go back and watch some of her podcasts. She has quite a big back catalogue, so that'll take me a while, so I'm glad to have something else to watch now, because I think I've caught up on all of my other favourites. If you have any suggestions on anyone else you think that I would enjoy, please let me know. And I'm gonna call it a day there. Next job will be to take photos of all the stock from my Etsy shop. I was going to quickly show you a few of the things. I haven't got as much as I thought I had. I don't know what has happened to the time. I think just because the days have been sort of halved because of the school holidays and just doing other things, I just feel like I haven't had a really good run at just sort of having a whole day of sewing very often. So hopefully I will get back into that this week and get my hair cut on Wednesday, so that'll take a good few hours. I'm going to get it coloured as well. So next time you see me, a good lot of this will be gone and it will be a lot easier to look after. It just gets so long that I it gets caught in my bag, my jacket and everything, and I get fed up with it and I just want it all off. So I'm going to have a little bit of a makeover on Wednesday, and then Thursday will be Falkland Palace again, and then we'll be at Friday again. So I don't know where the week, it's only Monday, I don't know where the week's gone already. And then next weekend schools are off on the Monday, so we're hoping to have a nice day out then, so I'm really looking forward to that. Anyway, I've gone off tangent. A few of the bags I've made, sometimes I get left with small bits of fabric that I can't make anything else with, so it's just a good idea to turn it into a zippy bag. And this one, how cute, so nice and summery. And these will be going to my Etsy shop. This one's got a really nice lining, it's quite big, boxy base. Now when I went through a phase of wanting to make loads of zippy bags the other day, so that turned out fine. I used up lots of odds and ends of the fabrics, and I've got a couple of drawstrings. There's a nice small one that matches the little zippy pouch I made as well actually, and also the DPN holder. So we've got little bags. This fabric has been super popular and I had enough left to make a little bag. I have made some of these with this fabric, but they were snapped up so quickly. You guys just love that fabric. So this is the last of the fabric, the last of the mustard, and that's a small bag. And then we've got another large drawstring, and I've got one with cats with a really nice bright tilde lining. So that and the DPN pouches. Oh, I have got a few more things actually. I thought I'd made more pouches, but I only have a couple left. Again, people contact me and see if I've got any, and then I end up selling what I had made. And that matches the bag that I showed you a minute ago as well. So I've got a couple of them. I'm hopefully going to get a few more of these made this week. And then I've got this strangely shaped zippy pouch, but if you want to store knit needles in there, or DPNs, or crochet hooks, or pencils and pens, then that is perfect. Again, it was just a really odd, what's the word, remnant of the cat fabric, but it worked out fine for a little pouch, so I'll pop that in my shop as well. So I have got a few things to keep me busy for the next wee while, and yeah, join me again next month hopefully, and I hope you enjoy this video. So see you soon.